A controversial piece of artwork, I hesitate to call it that, but we'll proceed, is back in New York City. It's on display. Andre Serrano's Piss Christ depicts Christ hanging a crucifix submerged in the artist's urine. President Obama has condemned a YouTube video disrespecting Muhammad, but has remained silent on this artwork, insulting millions of Christians around the country. Are some religions more, deserving of sensitivity and sensibility than others? Joining us tonight to discuss this and other issues is Bill Donahue. He's president of the Catholic League, and Karen Handel, former Susan G. Komen Foundation senior vice president, who's written a terrific new book. The author of the new book, Planned Bullyhood, her account of the, if you will, the war waged by Planned Parenthood. Karen, it's great to have you here. Bill, it's great to have you here. Let's start with this artwork. And Karen, I'm going to start with you. What is your reaction to the idea that anyone would do such a, what seems to me to be an obscenity, and not to put it in religious terms, which would make it a sacrilege, but it's absolutely appalling to put the word art next to what this is.
It's absolutely appalling. It's beyond offensive. And what makes it even more outrageous is the fact that our tax dollars have had anything to do with this. And we have a president who was out on his apology tour over the video on the Muslim faith, but has said nothing about this, which is so offensive to so many Americans.
Bill, you are in a battle over this, and where are you with these people? I mean, you have condemned it, you've criticized it, you've done just about everything you can.
Right. I had a press conference last night outside the gallery on 57th Street. I had two basic complaints. Number one is the venue. We're not talking about some dump down in Soho or Chelsea. This is high-priced area, 57th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. They're bringing back something which they insulted us with back in the late 1980s when Serrano got $15,000. The other is the timing. As you correctly pointed out, the president and others have heightened sensitivity to Muslim sensibilities when they're offended, but nothing about us. So people say to me, well, why don't you get over it? Well, I ask people, if you took, in fact, a picture of your own mother and put her in a jar of urine, should that be understood as a love letter? They wouldn't let me into the gallery last night. I wanted to ask Serrano, what about my art? See, I'm an artist also, maybe a different kind of artist. And I brought in here, this is an example. The secularists don't have any religion, so their religion is liberalism. This is their president, okay? President Obama. I have a jar too. This isn't a jar of feces. Well, let me see. Let me just check it. Yeah, let me just check. No, it doesn't have any smell to it. You know what it is? It's brown Play-Doh. But they got the point, okay? I want to ask Serrano, why can't I get a grant too? If you control for inflation, this has got to be worth at least 50 grand today. If you got 15, why can't I get 50? But in all seriousness, these guys say I'm a censor for exercising my First Amendment right to freedom of speech simply for deploring the art. They selectively would not allow me in. I think I know who the real fascists are.
May I see this?
Oh, I should put it on eBay. I'll make a fortune.
Well, you might well, but I think that, as we often say about free speech, you know, the best response to speech that one does not like is more speech. So the best response to bad art is more, may I call this bad art?
They were offended by this. Is my magnum opus, actually.
Let me hold this so the audience at home can see.
Oh, no,
no, you're being modest here.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is, I think, masterful art.
Absolutely.
Karen, what do you think? Do you think this is a compelling response?
I can honestly say I've not seen much to that. I've never seen a piece of art like that before. But what I will say is that this president, he is just the height of hypocrisy and in his actions on this. It's really deplorable.
And the issue of religious preference and religious sensibility. The president has steamrolled the entire nation when it comes to abortion, when it comes to contraception, when it comes to religious preference. Unless you happen to be, as you said, Bill, and I'd like to know what you think, Karen. I mean, unless you happen to be Muslim or, well, we'll just leave it at Muslim. What do you think?
Well, I mean, there's certainly a tremendous double standard, and what I observe is that this president picks and chooses which religions he's going to be supportive of. He showed absolutely no hesitation with his conscious trampling rule to force religious organizations to cover contraception, which was in direct opposition of the teachings of the Catholic Church and in some other faiths as well.
Well, let me ask you this in both of you. As we look down at these polls right now, one of the stunning polls is the Pew Research poll, which despite everything, the conflict with the Catholic Church and Catholic beliefs, President Obama leads Governor Romney among Catholic voters, according to the Pew Research poll, by 15%, 54 to 39%. That was conducted September 12th through the 16th, obviously in the week past the events in Benghazi. How do you account for it?
This is pretty much my area, too. I have a doctorate in sociology, studied survey research. It's becoming a sterile conversation. Catholics were, Romney was up by 8 or 9 points about a month ago in Catholics. Remember what happened here with the re-election with Governor Walker? It was a dead heat going into the election. He won by 7, going away, not even within the margin of error. So this is a sterile conversation about up and down and whatnot. Nobody fluctuates that much. It's not that liquid that it changes about 25 points in 1 month.
All right. Bill Donahue. Karen Handel, you get the last word here.
The Obama re-election campaign knows that they're in trouble, especially with the Catholic Church, because they've got, with Catholics, they've got a bunch of calls going out, individual one-on-one calls going to people, telling blatant lies about the president's position, actually saying that the president does not support abortion. Well, folks, he's the most extreme president on the abortion issue of any president this country has ever seen.
I want to thank two bright voices for reason and values, Bill Donahue, Karen Handel.